It's Bronzebird here with another video. Before I begin, like and subscribe. Yeah. Alright, so today this conversation is going to be about how I see it from an esoteric type of view, where men of this society is being neutralized into their sexuality, what they view as, I would say, quote unquote, homosexual activity or non-homosexual activity, only because this is something I'm starting to see more and more become more progressive. And I've been noticing it for the last couple of years, in which you can watch one of my previous videos where I touched upon how they're redefining what straight is. Now, with this being said, we have the popular DJ of New York, Mister Cee, very much known as the DJ in 90s, early 2000s, and how he got caught up on a charge in, I believe, 2011 about him having an affair with a transsexual woman. Now, this is the interesting thing about it. A lot of these dudes that's in the entertainment industry, as far as I'm concerned, allegedly, and I've heard from people who've worked with male R&B singers or male rappers about how they had all these mysterious affairs with transsexual women, fellow men, and all these different things, about all these ties that's related to the higher uppers, dare I not say the name, in which they must perform sexual acts on each other as an agreement, as a way to get up in stardom business and all these different things. And there's no holds barred when it comes to sex in that type of industry. Now, to be on a personal note, I know in my teenage years I wanted to be an actor, but as time went on, I just was like, I don't really care for this stuff, you know what I mean? And I think more so my voice is well needed in the space that I am in, and that what I say will resonate with a lot of viewers who's paying attention, more or less, and that more subscribers that come in will understand exactly where I'm coming from. Now, this is about me giving it an esoteric type of view and perspective. Not because I'm trying to automatically say a person is gay. I'm just trying to look on the outside looking in. Now, my theory, of course, is that I do believe if you do something sexual with another man, that could come across as homosexual. But then it starts to become a grayscale area now that we're talking about transsexual women. People know me knows exactly what my views is on that, but I'm going to play this position from the outside looking in. So I'm going to let this video play, and I'm going to give my commentary along the way. So peep.
You know my story. You know I am. You know what I do.
No, look.
You know.
But the world, like we.
Yeah, you know. My story is well documented. I just wanted to know how you got down.
Nah, I absolutely strictly women.
Okay.
That was good.
Hustle hard, stack paper. It's all right. Y'all haters. You see me.
Hey, so,
I like that. That's cool. But
okay,
that was good.
So people thought
you like trannies though.
Yeah, that's what I do, bro.
That's
you
what
know
you
me.
do.
Hi haters. Hi haters.
That's what I do. That's what I do. It's well
But
documented.
you liking trannies? Do you consider yourself a gay man?
Hold up. It was not documented until you got caught in that affair back in 2011. You started crying because you got caught out there and people exposed you for that. Stop it, Mr. Cee. Stop the bull. And I don't know. This is off comment. This is off record for a second. I don't know. Sometimes women can rock a lot of looks, but sometimes that short fade haircut don't be working for certain women. But I guess it works for this woman on the left. I'm just saying. I'm sorry, guys.
I mean, I've answered that question way back when I got arrested in 2011 and 2013.
We got new people.
Yeah, I know we got new people. I consider myself trisexual. I'll try anything.
Okay. Hey, I respect it. I respect it.
I'll try anything.
I respect
not anything. Not literally not anything. But the point I'm making is that
Don't you dare bullshit me with that not anything. You would. That is the whole point. And when they say trisexual, what they're really saying is pansexual. That's what they're really saying. When they say trisexual, yeah, it's one of those type of things where they are an opportunist when it comes to the sexual act. But in reality, what they're really saying is they are an admitted pansexual.
the only thing I've done with transsexuals is that I got top head from a transsexual. I've never had sex. I never penetrated.
Never hit a nigga.
No.
You never hit a nigga.
Never.
No.
You never hit a nigga.
No.
Okay.
Not one time.
No.
Okay.
Never in my life. Never had sexual intercourse with a transsexual.
But what is the thing with transsexuals, like, because it's a man, so it's like because there's footage, right, where it's like this dude tapes you, right, and y'all like haggling over the prices of head, right, so it's like.
Well, let me correct you.
Right.
It wasn't a dude that taped me.
Right.
It was a transsexual woman.
Okay, it's a transsexual.
I don't want them to get at you.
Don't get at me.
It was a transsexual woman that taped me. It was not a man.
Okay, I don't understand.
And I know Mano doesn't understand it. You know, a lot of us men don't understand it. I don't roll like that. My thing about it is what I never understand about transsexual women. Why do they take it upon themselves to call another person gay that they had sexual acts with? And then when it starts to be one of those sort of things that the man doesn't want to talk to them anymore or ghost them, now all of a sudden it's a way of getting some type of emotional revenge where they have to sit up there and air the man out because they was in a previous relationship. There's 2 videos that's already explaining this, but I just find it crazy in today's episode. I'm going to be breaking down the psychological effects of what I think, my thesis on why men are starting to blur the line or neutralize themselves sexually. Let's continue.
Understand all this shit.
But I'm telling you.
That's what I'm saying. You
want to learn from the master?
What you into? You're the fucking master. This is the fucking master.
You want to learn from the master?
He's the master. So.
Because
I'm sorry, that just does not sound right. I'm just being real with you. That just does not sound right.
I want you to get, because they will get at you. If you don't talk the right terminology,
I have a problem.
You will have problems.
Okay, so.
No, what they'll do is they'll find a way to deliberately excommunicate you, basically torn your image, torn who you are as a person, and say that you're a bigot and all these like terms to make you seem like less than a person. That's exactly what their tactic is. Like I told you people before, all it is a theory of excommunication. You have to apply to by their new standards and rules. If you don't, then you will be excommunicated, therefore be made to be the most evil boogeyman there is possible.
So a transsexual female tapes you, basically haggling over head prices and where to do it at and all this other stuff. Like, so what I'm asking you is that my question is like, do you prefer that it's a
man that looks like a woman?
That used to be, that looks like a woman, or
Mano, stop being.
What I think he's trying to say is there a transsexual that looks more manlier, or could it pass for a transsexual who looks more manlier than a transsexual who looks more feminine? You understand? That's what I think he's trying to get at. But I understand he still doesn't understand exactly what Mr. Cee is trying to say or what his theory is and why he's attracted to transsexual females. But teach his own, my brother. Teach his own.
Stop being difficult. That's what a transsexual woman is. So it's a man that's dressed like a woman.
Right, but is that what you like, though?
Yes.
Wait a minute. So that means that you like men. I mean, I don't understand. Now, this is a crazy thing about how the society freaks it. They say a transsexual woman is someone who used to be a man, transitioned into a female, and that's what they are now. Where they say a transvestite is someone who could still be a man but dresses like a woman. The two confusing terms in the world let you tell it, and they'll sit up there and say it's both the same, or it's not the same, or it's similar, and all these different things. That's why these whole entire conversations is very confusing, and why our world is starting to step into confusion as it is.
I already made that clear. Where we going here?
You know, I really respect your honesty.
All right, that's the end of the video. Now, like I told you guys, today I wanted to get into the idea or my theory on why they're trying to neutralize men into believing that certain actions they do with certain men is not indeed quote unquote gay. Now, my thing about it is this. I've seen it before, as in I've seen these terms in these conversations they had. And, you know, they say that it's all in your mind. They try to do this spiritual, miracle, psychological effect on men. As in, when it comes to your basic needs as a man, as long as it's met, that's all that matters. I don't agree with that. As a straight man myself, I want only women to satisfy my sexual needs. Why would I need another man to satisfy my sexual needs if I'm not attracted to men in general? Now, what they'll try to do is they'll try to say things like, and I'm going to show you a term that's being used in this society today, where they're even saying your best friend can be involved in curing up your sexual frustrations. Now, all of what you see right now is exactly what they're doing in society, no thanks to this generation, and what they're trying to move forward to do in this society, which is to cause confusion, in which you think by mere thoughts that what you're doing is not quote unquote gay, but subconsciously it is gay because probably your super ego is letting you know that it is gay, but you try to escape it by saying that it's not gay. It's not hard to comprehend, but I understand exactly what's going on. And the thing about it is that they're trying to remove the idea of sex or gender coming into this equation. So therefore, as long as your needs is being met, it shouldn't matter about who you lay up with. It shouldn't be mad who you get quote unquote top from. It shouldn't matter who you're having sex with. As long as you're enjoying it, that's all that matters. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. What they're really trying to do with this world is try to exhibit the idea of pansexuality, therefore get into the subconscious mind of the man and believe that as long as the man or whoever their partner that they want to be is exhibiting some type of feminine behavior or feminine trait, that would allow him to have proper, appropriate relations with that person in order to feel fulfilled from a lustful state. That's exactly what's going on. So now you'll have terms, which is the term that I'm going to give you next, which is called femboys. And men that dress like women or try to come on with the characteristics to act like women, therefore it shouldn't affect a man's decision on sleeping with them because he sees the femininity on the presentation that's being presented from the man who's doing it. So let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Shoutouts Advice for this article, only because I just want you to understand exactly where I'm coming from. So femboys has become popular. Ones who's known for exhibiting these type of femboy type of behaviors is someone like Lil Uzi Vert, Harry Styles, also Jaden Smith for exhibiting these type of styles. These would be men classified as femboys. Now, I understand it usually applies to Generation Z, but understanding where I come from as a millennial, I do see how it affects my generation as well. So let's just read this article real quick, and then I'm going to give you the next and the last viewpoint of what's going on. So now what it says here, it says, introducing femboys, the most wholesome trend on TikTok. Teenage boys, queer or straight, are twirling in cute dresses and skirts under viral hashtags like #FemboyFriday by Danny Rand. And these are the three dudes right here that exhibit the idea of femboy. The idea is to say that they're removing the idea of what is a masculine type of dressing style into saying that anything you wear would not be considered masculine just because it doesn't matter. What the society is doing is trying to give out the blurred lines which separates what is feminine and what is masculine, so that they can't tell you what feminine and masculine is, and anybody who does, again, will be excommunicated. So this is what it says. Fellas, is it gay to redefine masculinity? Gen Z femboys on TikTok argue that it definitely isn't. And they're making that argument in cute tennis skirts, halter tops, and crushed velour dresses. This reminds me of that episode from Boondocks with Riley that I know y'all know this episode. Riley was wearing a skirt, or I guess it was shorts and a skirt, but it was a skirt that had shorts and had pockets. And then he was wearing, not necessarily a halter top, but a tank top, but it looked like a spaghetti top tank top, man. And, grandfather was just like, what the hell are you wearing? Y'all know what I mean, but it reminds me of that episode. But this is what you have to notice with things like this. A lot of the movies and shows that was prior to the 2000s, all that was telling you was social engineering. That's exactly what it was. So I know y'all remember movies like Mrs. Doubtfire and the guy that used to act in that film, I forgot his name, where he dressed up as an actress. He wanted to get a role for a movie or a Broadway show, and he dressed up as an actress and did a one-man show or a one-woman show. A lot of the times, then you had Wesley Snipes that came into a woman character. You had all these other men that went into doing a woman's character, and they say it was for shock value and comedy, especially Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy in numerous of films. But at the end of the day, the whole entire point was to give off the notion of social engineering, because it wasn't accepted as it was in the 80s and 90s, but now today it's supposed to be accepted as it is now. So y'all gotta watch out for that. And also that film Joanna Man back in 2002. Let's carry on. Femboys, not to be confused with their slightly more sinister cyber cousin, E-boys, are people who identify as male or non-binary but present themselves in more traditionally feminine ways, such as through their appearance, personality, and general disposition. This also reminds me of the term that they did back in the day. Prince was well known for this, androgynous, and Boy George, that would exhibit these type of feminine traits or feminine dressing styles, but still could be straight as I don't know what. Let's continue on. Look through the femboy hashtag and you'll find hundreds of young men wearing nail varnish, twirling in skirts, crop tops and dresses, and generally just being really wholesome, non-threatening boys. Although the term femboy has been circulating cyberspace for a couple of decades, mainly found on Reddit forums, it's been freshly adapted by young men on TikTok wanting to redefine what it means to be a man in today's world, aka confuse what the man is supposed to be. 17-year-old femboy Seth went viral on TikTok overnight after posting a video of himself wearing a tennis skirt and nail polish with the hashtag Femboy Friday. The video now has over 1 million views and has arguably paved the way for other non-conforming boys to follow suit. I wasn't aware that there were tons of other boys like me, so the term femboy gave me a community, Seth tells Vice. The community that Seth mentions has been crucial in providing other femboys a sense of belonging. Jaden, 16, says, when I first started posting my femboy TikToks, the community was so accepting and kind and even loving. Everyone loved what I posted and loved what I wore, which boosted my confidence immensely and made me feel accepted. Although cross-dressing definitely isn't new, the femboy trend on TikTok has brought it to a whole new generation. 21-year-old Moy had been wearing skirts and dresses for a few years before seeing this femboy trend on TikTok and has been ridiculed by his peers and family members in the past. My parents wouldn't let me wear skirts because they were scared people would think I was gay. He says, I know my sexuality, I'm straight, but I still want to wear skirts and crop tops, go to nail salons, and feel pretty. TikTok says Moy gave him a sense of validation. Once I saw this femboy trend, I was like, oh, I bet the world is finally ready. That's the end of the article, people. And the thing about it is that, again, I tell you guys because y'all have to make the understanding. In case there's Generation Z that don't get it, millennials such as myself that don't get it, Generation X and all these different things, which I think Generation X had an idea of what they was trying to get into, if they was really subconscious and paying attention. But now today, this is a whole entire conversation again to blur the lines, so that they don't see there's anything wrong with these new dressing styles or new characteristics of what they think a male should be. And this is the last one that's going on. This is from an article from 2015 where they're giving into the idea of trying to neutralize the idea of sexuality again, where straight men can absolutely get quote unquote top from another man and not feel gay about it. So let's check this out, people. More straight men than ever are giving bro jobs. Find study. Bro jobs is basically like your bro, your bro is giving you a blow job. That's what it is. Dr. Jane Ward discusses the phenomenon which has been dubbed the bro job in her book, Not Gay, Sex Between Straight White Men. Ironically, a straight white men. Oh, my Lord. A straight white girl can kiss like a girl like it and still call herself straight, Ward writes. Her boyfriend may even encourage her. But can straight white guys experience the same easy sexual fluidity, or would kissing a guy just mean that they are really gay? And they tried to expose the double standards on what it means to be gay and what straight is. But, you know, obviously, like you and I know, the double standard is there between women and men. But I respect it, though, because with men, we just are the strong beings. We set the tone and the rules for what is appropriate and what is not appropriate. But, of course, they're going to drag so-called white men into this argument. And I find it funny because those are usually the men that might be doing some obscure stuff. Now, says, and she argues, it is not uncommon as many may think. Ward looks at a host of common examples from fraternity hazing, which is true, they do that in fraternities. They do a lot of sick stuff in fraternities, where new recruits are made to grab each other's penises and stick fingers up their fellow members' anuses, to online ads where straight guys search for buddies to masturbate with in an attempt to define these relationships. These sex acts are not spligages into a queer way of being or expressions of a desired but unarticulated gay identity. They reveal the fluidity and complexity that characterizes all human sexual desire. The professor of women's studies states, ironically, this is a professor of women's studies. If that doesn't trigger some type of feminine or feminist alarm in you, I don't know what does, because these are the people who setting the tone straight for what they want maleness to be, especially when it comes to y'all having sex, men. Furthermore, she argues that these men see these acts as the opposite of homosexual, as a way of proving their straightness. I don't know how, but okay. By understanding their same-sex sexual practice is as meaningless, accidental, or even necessary. Straight white men can perform homosexual contact in heterosexual way. Again, I don't see how, but to each his own. And that's the end of the article. So basically, what's going on is they believe that, or some may believe that so-called white men inherently want to give in to the idea of doing homosexual acts, but it's not gay. I'm not going to say anything to that because that's usually just, how do I say, a behavioral trait they associate with so-called white men. But of course, in this society, what they want to do is spread that whole entire thing to all nations, especially to the beloved so-called black man, in which the so-called black man seems to be confused in his own nature, thus giving into the feministic values that is put upon and presented by feminists in order to feel special in this society. Listen, brothers, all I'm going to say is this. Whoever you decide to sleep with is your business. I don't believe in dick policing anybody, but I'm just saying that you should know the lines between what is straight and what is gay. Now, I'm not going to tease anybody for their preference. If you decide to be a gay man, that's you. If you decide to be a straight man, that's fine too. But we can't confuse the two. Like, they're going to try to add in the values of what women do into what men do. And that means that they're going to try to confuse the terms in order for you to get it and for you to understand it and you to abide by it. And then they'll go on with the references about the Roman and Greco empires, or many empires that exhibited this idea of doing things that didn't seem gay at all. It was just straight men having fun and looking out for each other and doing what they have to do. All I'm saying to you is this. Think for yourself and don't fall for the bait. Otherwise,